Well, for this evening, I think I have time to do one more react to a react. Now, I have watched this particular video footage about 3 times this afternoon. I watched the version from French Fried Girl. I watched the version from I can't remember. Something with a P. Something that starts with a P. And I am now watching Unicorn Pondu, right? Um, but let me first pull up something interesting about how I made mention in my last video that it sounded like, pardon me, it sounded like Chantel was taking things from smaller channels to create her ER experience, because I had a full-on video about how I had to go to the ER and like described in detail what happened to me when I nearly fainted during my physical therapy appointment and had to get carted off in an ambulance. And a lot of what she said in her retelling of her ER story, where she had no pictures or live streaming from the ER to show that she actually had been in the ER, right? There were some details that sounded like they came straight out of my story. One of them being the turkey sandwich. That was good. Um, Before I got admitted to a bed, they gave me a turkey sandwich because I hadn't eaten in like 8 hours, and obviously I was there because I was faint, right? Anyway, let me show you something real quick before we start this. I posted this picture 7 days ago, you guys. Here's my mukbang. It's a half bagel, right? And I made this in my house because I had ordered some bagels from a local small business, and I got some smoked salmon, a fresh avocado, some red onions, some cream cheese, but I can't do both sides at once because that's too much food for me. So when I eat a bagel, I eat one half at a time, right? And obviously I tagged her and Amber Lynn and said, this is my mukbang, because I was just getting really irritated with the amount of food that they were eating. They were eating like plates and plates and plates of food. So look what she does. This was 7 days ago. She apparently posted this today.
Hello everybody, how are we? My name is Unicorn Pondu. Welcome back to another video. And of course, Chantal uploaded another video. It's called Small Town Canada Winter Vlog. Which, I mean, hey, as long as we're not on the blue couch, I'm down for it. Sure, why not? But with that out of the way, let's see what Chantal has to say today, shall we?
Hello, foodie beauties.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Which I also cannot for hers, but like for my members, thank you, I very much appreciate it.
Ooh. All right, hello, welcome back. Nice to see you guys. So my first meal of the day at around 11:30, I had my Unicity Slim drink, fiber drink, and
I haven't been mentioning it, but all of a sudden, here we go.
This is like the ugliest mukbang she's done so far. So she has a bagel with only cream cheese, some scrambled eggs that have cheese in them, and like 2 olives on the side. That is like one of the most disgusting breakfasts. I can't even, dude. I make this beautiful fucking bagel. And this is where she goes with it. And this is on the heels of her scripting her husband, in air quotes, to create a React channel of his own this week, where he's accusing everybody of stealing content, right? Okay. All right. Look, you can eat a bagel. That's cool. I ate a bagel. You eat a bagel. It's all good. I go to the ER. You go to the ER. I end up having an IV that has the extra tube in it for the blood draw. You do too. You're only there for 12 hours. I was there for like over a day. Okay. You had to have some ECGs. I had what they told me were EKGs while I was there, right? I also had a chest x-ray, by the way, and a CT scan, and I had iodine pushed through my body so that they could look for brain tumors and shit, and I had to be on a potassium drip overnight. Oh, she also talked about the back pain, because I said that the bed was so uncomfortable that I was having muscle spasms for 2 days after the visit to the hospital. So she also mentioned that, I had back pain. Well, what are you talking about? Like, you were in the weight room, like, most of the time, right? So how long did they actually have you on a hospital bed? I was on a hospital bed for fucking hours. And I'm a lot lighter than you, by the way. And that's why my back ended up in muscle spasms for 2 days following that visit.
Oh, we're back at it. Oh my gosh, unicity. Wow, look at that. Wow.
15 minutes later, I had this meal, 2 scrambled eggs with a cheese slice, 2 olives.
The unicity thing is a multi-level marketing scheme that she's trying to... By the way, girlfriend, if you're an influencer and you're selling a product and you're sponsored by a company, you need to properly disclose, and it doesn't look like you're doing that.
And multigrain bagel with 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. Everything is like precisely 2 in this meal. Time for a farm boy, bees. It was very busy. It's almost Christmas, so I just got a few clips.
This is Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick. It's the #1 lipstick in the United States.
Sorry.
This bad boy.
How did she end up, like, going out, eating this food, and then buying all of this extra food? Like, didn't you just have a grocery haul, like, a few days ago in which you were buying, like, Chef Boyardee and Alpha Bits, or whatever they call it in Canada? And, like, no produce, no fresh vegetables. Obviously, you should probably avoid fruit at this point if you have a blood sugar problem. This is the woman who titled her video that she was hypoglycemic, which is low blood sugar, and then said that she was testing with very high levels. So the entire story just sounds like crap at this point.
So, ground beef, cauliflower, Montreal, smoked deli. I prefer chicken or like ham myself, but bees and lip bees, baby carrots, no. Cottage cheese, maybe. For me, I mean, again, this is just for me. Onion dip, yeah. Sweet potatoes, yeah, sure. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know if this is good, if this is bad, if this is like whatever for diabetic, but this is what she has.
Alright. Oh, you know what? Because I pointed out that she put a hamburger helper in her cart and that she didn't have ground beef in the cart. Oh my God, even. You really are watching my channel, aren't you? This is hilarious. I mean, it's a little flattering, but like, I obviously don't come after you as hard as some of the other channels, but it's hilarious that you're this triggered. This is great.
Okay, so this is something I love to eat for a snack. These little snack plates. I have some of that Montreal smoked turkey breast, some baby
Number one, since when? Number two, hasn't this been like Amber's thing now for a while? Like she like does the TikTok thing with like the apple sausage and cottage cheese and mustard, which look at that. Look what happens to be also on that plate, mustard. Wow.
Well, it just seems like Chantel wants to copy everybody around her, right? If that was Amber's meal initially, that cottage cheese mustard thing, which is fucking gross looking, I can understand, because it seems like Chantel is just looking at other channels right now to find talking points. It's weird, but I guess it works because she's a monetized channel. She's making money doing it. So I guess it's working for her. And, you know, I'm not going to be as hard against your husband, in air quotes, as some of the other channels are. But I do think that it's entirely inappropriate for him to get into your beefs with other channels like he has been this week. And he does sound very scripted, and it's weird. And you really shouldn't put him out there like that and expose him to such criticism, especially if the guy has refugee status in Kuwait. So he's in a tenuous position as it is, especially with whatever the status of your marriage, in air quotes, is. And the fact that you had to fly back to Canada for healthcare. So clearly there's something going on there that's a problem with your residency in the country. And I'm sorry, I'm just going off a little bit right now because this chick, I don't know how unhealthy she is. I think she's exaggerating. This is my personal opinion. I think she's exaggerating her numbers, but I think that she probably has some severe asthma based on her labored breathing in these videos. But that meal looks disgusting. It looks absolutely gross.
There's also the woman that said that this was so stupid, I don't know why people are doing this, but like, here we are. Very interesting.
Carrots, some cottage cheese, and yellow mustard. It's really, really good and satisfying.
Is it though? Because you also were dogging on it again.
It's one of my favorite parks as a kid. It's changed quite a bit. There used to be monkey bars here. I used to have friends that lived on the other side of those trees, and I can't tell you the amount of times I stumbled through there, inebriated, trying to get home.
You know, we don't have to tell every story in our lives, Chantal. Like, I could tell you all kinds of drinking stories from my teenage years. But I don't need to, unless I find a humorous moment to do so. Just saying I used to come to this park and drink. It's going to be very brave of you right now to sit on that swing, though. That's rich.
I feel like a kid again. Alright.
Yeah, we're all thinking the same thing about the swing. I'm not going to say it because I don't need to, but...
Time to get some gas?
Seriously, I'm not even going to bother with the gas station visit because it's such a waste of time. This is literally time filler at this point, that she's just like, I need to exceed 8 minutes so I get an ad break, right? This is such a waste of time. But I will take this moment to talk about Salah's last React video. Now, I don't really know anything about garlic bread. Apparently, he's made a lot of enemies as well in the community. But his videos seem to be pretty spot on as reacts to what Salah is doing. And, why are you dragging this guy into your beefs? It seems really the last video that French fried girl covered, that his last react video, he called you obese and fat within the first couple of minutes of it. This is the guy you want to be with, huh? He called you obese and fat within the first couple of minutes of it. Okay? He's not a react channel against you. Most react channels aren't really against you anyway. We're just being critical, right? But he's supposed to be your husband, and he's using that kind of language. Did you write that for him? Are you going to take accountability for the fact that he called you that? That is how he described you within just the first few minutes of the video? You're making fun of an obese woman. You're making fun of fat girls, right? That's the kind of language you want used against you. Okay, duly noted.
I'll be right back.
Gas station.
I'm almost on empty.
Wow, none of us have ever been on empty before.
I mean, they may not be like the best edits. Like, I see where she's going with it, but she's kind of dragging out every clip a little bit, just a little bit too long. And I have to say, I prefer it over like the stupid, long, drawn out, like nothing really going on clips. So, it could be worse.
Time to buckle up, Buttercup. Alright, I have to go to get some more gift cards and stuff like that. So
that's also another expression I've used on many of my videos, is suck it up, Buttercup.
Yalla. Let's go.
I need to see that again. I need to, for my own sanity.
Yalla. Let's go.
I really don't get why people like Chantel and Jeffree Star and Eugenia Cooney and Amberlynn Reed. I don't understand why you were taking us into like CVS's and freaking Home Depots and Walmarts and shit. Like, how do you think this is interesting to us at all? Like, we don't do shopping on our own? This is just time filler. This is so stupid.
Oh boy, yep, there's your reflection. I needed to get confirmation for myself before we continued.
So Shoppers Drug Mart is a chain of like pharmacy stores, kind of like Walgreens, I think Rite Aid, that kind of thing. In the States, I'm not sure exactly what you guys have, but you can buy so many things here. So I like shopping here.
Essentially, it's like Walgreens, but like bigger. Okay, I've never been there again from Florida.
So the perfect.
Now we get to watch her eat baked beans in like broth. I mean, that's basically what this looks like. It looks like baked beans in some sort of sugary, soupy broth.
Thing I crave when I'm in my hometown and it's freezing is soup, homemade soup from Cornwall Barbecue. This place has been open.
It's not fucking homemade. You're in a restaurant. If it was homemade, you'd be making it in your home.
Is it homemade though if it's made from a restaurant?
It's not.
I guess it depends, but like also diabetes, I don't know if that's the best choice, but a choice was made regardless.
Since almost 50 years now. And it's just a comfort place that hasn't changed its decor since it's opened, but it has the best rotisserie.
This is literally how she described the Chinese buffet to you. It's been around since the 70s. They haven't changed the decor. I have so much nostalgia around this, right? Okay, so you live in a shithole small town in Canada, and fortunately, there are some restaurants that didn't have to shutter over the years, and in order to do so, they could not afford to improve the inside of their restaurants, right? That's basically what you're telling us, is that they couldn't do anything to upgrade the artwork or replace the carpet or put in new tables or anything, right? And you're saying this one's been around for like 50 years, and the Chinese place has been around since the 70s, so that's potentially 40 years, right? Okay.
Yeah, like I've said before, places like this have never changed their decor ever. Like, it have never really done a major renovation. Like, they're the best. Like, I don't care if, like, everything's falling apart. Like, if the food's good, okay, great, love that for me. I don't care, personally.
Homemade soups. It's so delicious. And again, the fact that it hasn't changed decor makes it even more of a comforting experience. Now, this school used to be called Saint Francois de Sales, Saint Francis de Sales School. I don't know what it is today.
Why is your camera shaking? Why can't you hold your phone steady for this shot? What's going on?
Well, number one, why are you filming at school? Number two, why were you filming like a park even though no one was there? But like, okay, choices were made.
But I went here for some of grade 1. And don't have very fond memories, actually, of St. Francis. This was the school in the grade I got in the first real fight with my mom because I was a stubborn kid and spoiled, and I insisted.
Oh my god, no. You weren't? That was just completely out of left field. None of us would have ever guessed that. Oh my god, really? Oh my god, no way. That's crazy.
On making my own Halloween costume for class this year. You know, you dress up as a kid and go to class for Halloween. Well, I made my own, and I was proud of it, though. It was a pumpkin, and I just used a orange garbage bag, and that was it. Now, there was not.
Are you sure your mom didn't actually buy one of those plastic costumes that they used to sell back in the day that actually looked like that? Because where do you get an orange garbage bag? How? First of all, did she just buy orange garbage bags and have them around the house? How did you get at 6? You're saying this is first grade, so you might have been 5, but you had money and the resources to go out and get an orange garbage bag. Where'd you get it from? How'd that happen?
A jungle gym when I was a kid, because let me tell you, kids are cruel and kind of primitive, and
they're also like, I don't know, like 5 or 6. Chantal, this is weird. I hate saying that, but like this.
French fried girl, I think it was some people in her chat, but she was picking up on the chat comments, pointed out that she's basically just repeating the storyline from the cartoon Recess. Oh, they're so mean on the jungle gym, right? I find it highly unlikely that this school had a swimming pool, but didn't have a jungle gym when she was a kid. That seems really unlikely to me.
This is really, 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 really weird. Like, talking about it, sure, but like going to the place and filming it, if you were passing by, maybe, but you're just standing outside filming a school and like the jungle gym. Not exactly sure what went through her mind whenever she was doing this, but it was a choice nonetheless, and we're just here watching, I suppose.
It would be like a Lord of the Flies situation. I'm sure there would be a whole hierarchy developed, because some people would rule that jungle gym and the others would have to watch from the ground, from the sandbox, yearning to climb it.
Really? Okay.
I mean primitive, because as kids we...
The fact that she still thinks about these things like 30 plus years later is kind of odd, and I wish that she would talk to a therapist instead of like making these kind of videos about her past trauma when it comes to school, because clearly someone struck a nerve somewhere along the way, and it still is bugging her to the point to where she's having to film outside of said school slash playground from her elementary school. But yeah, I really wish that she would go see someone to talk about that with.
We develop our humanity, we develop our personalities, right? So this pool.
Yeah, look where we are, a morbidly obese woman that cannot let go of 30 plus years ago.
I remember this pool. I had a flashback driving in here.
So here's another thing that came up on one of my live streams the other day is I made the recommendation that she should go to a community pool and start swimming laps. It's a little easier on the joints. It is a good form of exercise. And next thing we know, she's at an elementary school saying, I attended 1 year here, just first grade. That's it, right? But they've got a pool. And I have this story for you about this pool, which haunts me. So she's basically making an excuse for why she doesn't want to go in pools right now.
I remember this was the pool where one of the kids barfed inside, and everyone was freaking out to get out as if there was a shark. Yep.
I mean, to be fair, that is kind of not super hygienic, so I can kind of see that.
That's the story time there. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I mean, the way they do that, like, look, kids poop in the pool all the time. What they have to do is pour some extra chlorine in the pool, clean it out, right? And let it sit for 24 hours so that it goes through the filtration system. This is how all public pools operate. It's not, I mean, look, kids fuck up sometimes.
Visiting around the town and reminiscing. It's quite pleasant, actually. All these experiences kind of help shape us to what we are today, or what
Yeah, girl, we know, but we don't really dwell on it that much. I don't, at least. I'm like, oh, that was a nice time. Oh, that was like not the super greatest time. Like, I'm not lingering around being like, oh my gosh, this is where this happened, and that's where that happened, and it's just their memories. That's all they are, and that's all they probably should be. It's like, go talk to someone if it's affecting you this bad to where you have to film it. Go see someone about it.
we were at one point, you know?
And look, Chantal, look who's there with you that used to go to that school. Nobody. But I will say that view is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Well, I don't know where you live, but I don't find that gorgeous. It just looks like some wetlands. That does not look gorgeous to me. And maybe I'm privileged because I live in South OC, right next to Laguna Beach. But I looking at that, I'd be like, whatever. I would not. That is not me driving up to Yosemite to see some real wildlife, or Sequoia National Park or something like that. Like we have the Bolsa Chica wetlands out here, and they're better looking than this shit.
Canadian scenery.
Like I said, if I had this as like where I lived and this was like the natural scenery, you would not catch me outside, especially if there's no bugs. Oh Lord, I would be ootin' a boot scooting around.
It doesn't look much different than when I was living in Richmond, Virginia, during the winter, and the leaves were falling off the trees and stuff, and everything was just like dry, and spring hadn't come yet, and there was the frost on the ground. We got light snows too, like what she's showing in this picture, but we didn't get a lot. At least during the time that I lived there.
I cannot believe that Camp Kagama is still in existence. You don't understand the stories. Growing up is messed up, I know. But it's so nostalgic for me. Like, I've done some story times about it, but I went there as a kid. I don't like summer camp, but it taught me some things. All right, I am trying to go to all of the places that I want to go to, that I used to love to come to when I lived in Canada. You know, I want to...
Yeah, but it's so weird that you have to, like, dwell on negative memories in every single one of these locations.
do all these things before I go back to Kuwait.
So she's going back to Kuwait, which, again, I don't think that's even true because diabetes, and she would be a strain on their medical system, hence why she had to leave, more than likely, allegedly, right after she said, like, oh, I have diabetes, and then, like, what happened right after that? Oh, she's going back to Canada. So I don't know if she's allowed back or when she's allowed back, but she's making it sound like she's going back, like, soon, which, weird. It's weird all around, and I don't know what's going on.
So
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening because you also missed the point that she's going to have to buy 2 seats to do the plane trip. And we're talking like, what is it, like 18 hours? She's not going to go back and forth between the 2 countries. She's going to try and figure out some way to get Salah out to Canada, or she's going to break up with him.
trying to, this is a bumpy driveway, nothing's changed here. I love the Upper Canada Bird Sanctuary, which is where I'm at right now, so. But I want to so bad come here, and it's such a nice drive, so check this out.
Did you see any birds while you were there? Do you get any pictures of any of the birds that are in the bird sanctuary? Because I don't recall that from my first watch through.
It looks exactly like every other road in Canada. It has a bunch of trees and snow. Like, do you have to do it here, though? Oh, okay. Again, like I've said this entire video, choices were made.
Also, many trails. This is just a really nice nature reserve. So,
Oh my god, even.
And to that car, I don't blame them. Just imagine you're driving down the road and you see someone ahead of you and they're going like, oh my gosh, wow, this is so amazing and so pretty and so great. This is where I went to like summer camp and just it's so great and wonderful. And then you just have to pass them because they're doing whatever the hell they're doing. And here we are. So,
And she was swerving. If you look at that footage, she was starting to swerve into the middle of the road slightly. And you're right in your commentary coming up here that, well, what is the speed limit? It's not okay to just like go incredibly slow if there is a marked speed limit, because now you're also a danger. You are a hazard to other drivers.
I don't blame them.
yeah, leave me in your dust, pal. It's alright.
Yeah,
Going 25, this guy's going 65.
And like, well, I mean, it also depends about like what the speed limit is, to be fair.
Okay, I'm gonna just pull over here and let this guy go by because he's ruining my, I just want to relax and go slow.
Wow, Chantal, it's like everyone else is not responsible for your serenity and should bend to your every whim. If you're going slow on a nature reserve and that's not the speed limit, you can't, like, be mad at the other people for going the speed limit, allegedly, of course. And, like, I don't know, like, I will never understand, like, wow.
And look at all the scenery. So if this doesn't scream Canadian winter, I don't know what does.
Oh my god, wow, it's like every other place in Canada that has
I don't know. It screams Blair Witch Project to me, but okay.
trees or something. Oh my god.
It's like semi-frozen water in between the dead trees.
It looks just like Florida, but, minus the snow and ice.
I'm putting the Kia through a dangerous 3-point turn here, because there's no way I'm gonna keep going because, it's bumpy. Who is this in memoriam of? Wow. The only thing you could probably hear is my car.
Okay, well, that's not the only thing I hear. The only other thing I hear is...
Yes, exactly.
So isolated. Oh, feels good getting up and stretching.
So who was it in memoriam to? Like, why did you even point that out? And yeah, seriously, like all you're doing is driving. Why are you so winded? What the fuck?
Canadian winter. Yeah, there's no one around. When there's no one around, watching you, watching me. Hi, babe. I know you love the winter.
Well, here you go. Since I know you like to watch my live reacts, my live streams and shit that I put on my channel, I'll give you another suggestion, Chantel, and this might be a little easier for you to follow through on. Singing actually can extend your life because it improves your lung capacity. Okay? So if you join a choir, that actually might produce some healthy benefits for you. So there you go. That's the next one that you're probably going to talk about on your channel.
All right, let's go see what this plaque says. This is yellow. Holstein Centennial. Commemorating 100 years of Holstein breeding in Canada. There are going to be a lot of fat jokes made out of this.
I mean, that's not where my brain went. I was like, oh, cool, they breed cows and stuff and things. But since you mentioned it, sure, yeah, okay, you're the one that's setting everyone else up for the joke. Girl, what are you doing?
There's a car coming. I can't jog here. I have energy. I seriously think it's the Unimate. I know it is.
Oh, so this is some sort of stupid, like, I don't know, fake energy, spike for the stupid gutter water she's trying to sell, girl.
Oh, and the hilarious thing is she doesn't even say the product's name properly, but I'm not going to help her. Keep going.
Come on. This is even more embarrassing than what it was originally. And oh my god, wow, it has caffeine. Wouldn't it be crazy if, coffee or something has, caffeine? I can imagine a world where coffee has caffeine and that's why the majority of Americans drink it, / other places, I'm sure. Drink it in the morning to give them energy or something. Wouldn't that just be crazy and wild and quirky and unique, right? That would be so wild.
Yesterday, I went to Farm Boy and I forgot cheese. So
isn't that like the whole entire reason why you would probably go to Farm Boy would be for the cheese? From what I've heard, is a really good selection. How do you forget the number one thing that they're known for? Wow.
So I jogged back in, and it was fun. I think I like.
How's that energy spike, by the way, with you going in between every single sentence?
Jogging more than walking. Maybe I'll start jogging. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know if that would be the safest thing for her to do, but also I wouldn't say no to.
I would look. I mean, you can try it, but it's entirely possible that you're gonna slip one of your knees, that you'll dislocate one of your knees trying to do something like that. So my suggestion, I can't look. I'm not a certified health professional or a trainer or anything like that, but being somebody who has a lot of joint issues myself, I would recommend trying something like a stationary bike. Okay.
Her exercising more? Hey, sure, go for it. Okay.
I'll see if there's somewhere indoors. It's freezing. Okay.
A gym?
Yeah.
That was my jogging for today. Preparing to jog. Anyways, guys, I'm just being silly. But, these look like the rings of Saturn around my head. Alright, guys, so I just wanted to do, a little update and a little vlog of clips and things like that. I'm still going to do a lot more. I've been slow getting into making content because, I just got here not that long ago and it's the holidays and I'm just really busy. Like, I'm appreciating the winter so much right now, even though it's cold. I like it like this. I don't like too much snow. I like a bit of snow, the gloominess, the cold. It's a comfort season. It's sweater weather, If you grow up in this and then you leave it, you're gonna miss it. I'm telling you, you're gonna see, there's always something so bittersweet about going back to visit your hometown. But now it's...
Ma'am, you went back one other time for like a month and a half, and that's when you dumped your cats? Girl, come on.
Sweet. I'm in a spot where
She's also again saying like she's going to go back home, well, quote, quote, to Canada.
I'm just like, okay, I have nothing to stress over. I mean,
Well, and on top of it, okay, so I've seen a few different versions of this particular footage at this point, and it's all clipped differently. Jordy covered it. FFG covered it. There was another one that covered it, and this guy covered it as well. And they all have different versions, like some of it being clipped out probably because they felt like some stuff was like unimportant or whatever. One of them, I think it was maybe Jordy's coverage or FFG, when she's walking around this bird sanctuary, she is complaining about the unlevel ground and the ice on the ground. So that's one thing that the older you get and the heavier you get, these become problematic things for older and heavier people, which is why a lot of people in the northern U.S. states are called snowbirds, and they have like a secondary home that they go to in like the desert or something. Like they'll go to like Arizona or New Mexico or even like Florida or something during the winter months so that they can avoid the heavy snowfall that comes in from Canada into those northern states.
Everyone has daily stresses and things, but nothing major, and it's been...
minus the fact that you allegedly almost got ketoacidosis. No, nothing to stress over. Not the fact that you're, just a medical walking mystery at this point. No, there's nothing to worry about. No.
So I've lived my whole life having that stress, having that... I've just always done something to mess up my life somehow. I've made a lot of mistakes. And so there's always stress, there's always been stress like that in my life.
What would you have to stress about? What do you mean, ruin your life? What decision would you make? The only thing that I can think of personally is, the devil's lettuce. If you would like to, I don't know how, friendly YouTube's going to be. So, yeah, like wheelchair. I don't know. That's the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head.
And whenever you come to a spot in your life where you don't really have those stresses anymore, it's weird. It's weird because you can't shut that off. It takes a while. You're like, you still think about it before going to bed. Like,
I know she's obviously either doing edibles or, smoking something or vaping or doing something right now. Allegedly, right? I didn't even know what wheelchairs were until a day or two ago. Somebody had to explain it to me in my comments because I had never heard that term before. That's pretty rich. Okay,
I have to worry about this and this and this. But then you're just like in bed, and I remember I'm like, I feel stressed and I don't know why. And then I have to remember, oh, it's just like an automatic response now to life that you've had, And yeah.
That you yourself waddled into without anyone else's help.
A lot of those things were caused by me, some not, but a lot, yes. And life's a learning journey. So my learning journey's been stressful because...
what sort of Instagram quote did she read today?
I had trouble with the learning part sometimes. So,
at almost 40 years old.
Life stuff. So it's weird. I have to tell myself, okay, you don't have to stress about anything. Just enjoy being home, enjoy the place, do all the things that you wanted to do when you came here. Do all of it.
Oh, well, I wonder what sort of thing she could be referring to again.
things. And, you know, some of those things I'm enjoying doing off camera right now, you know, it's like that's the long explanation of why I haven't really been doing too much content. And I do miss you guys. You know, I can't, I'm gonna have to play with these. I do miss you guys, but at the same time,
Also, remember like a few videos back to where she said that she only really played with the hoodie when she got super nervous or something, right? Like, isn't that weird? She's now also playing with her hoodie. I mean, like, what do you have to worry about?
I'll get back to it. I just having fun right now, enjoying the Canadian winter. You know, I never thought I would be enjoying myself, you know, and that's another life lesson that I've learned. And maybe, you know, it's good for you too. Like, sometimes when you think you won't have a good time, just do it and you never know. You know, like I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be winter. Why would I want to go to Canada in winter?
Well, you're halfway there. I mean, that is what you are supposed to be doing, is actually enjoying visiting family for the holidays, trying to get your health back on track. You know, these are the things that you should be doing. What you should not be doing is writing scripts for your husband, in air quotes, to attack the react channels that you have a problem with. And basically taking excerpts of other people's stories online and trying to adopt them as something that happened to you. Because it didn't happen to you, let's be real.
Because I don't get winter in Kuwait. You know, it's always sun, always hot. So to come here in the summer when it's also sun and hot, oh, I don't know about that. To never see winter again would actually affect me. And I never thought that was the case until I experienced being away from it. So there's a lot of value in experience. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that.
Experience, ma'am, you just went over to another country to a man that you've never met prior on Tinder, on global Tinder. And it's been like a year-ish or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, whatever. And this is your first time coming back home after a year, and oh boy, the Delulu is real tonight.
That I don't really have much else to update you on right now. I will just see you guys in the next video, which I hope will be real soon. And thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, and just well in general. I hope you have a very good year ahead. Bye, guys.
Well, I can't wait to find out which one of your relatives you're giving the can of Chef Boyardee, since you said that you had Christmas presents in that cart. All right. Well, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.